And my only thing that I keep telling people is whenever you feel that something is hard or something is difficult, always ask yourself how many other people are doing it. If there are, millions and billions of people who are able to speak the language, why do you think it is hard? If they can do it, even you can do it. You're not less in any way from the others, right? So that is something that you have to keep in mind. And of course, your learning journey is first starts in your mind. So you have to set your mindset, you have to train your mindset in the right way, and then you start on your journey.
What is the right approach to learn any language or specifically English?
Okay. So first of all, any language that you want to learn in, you should always keep in mind that you can only learn a language when you are surrounded by it. Number two, there are no shortcuts. So if anybody is telling you 1 month, 2 month, 15 days, 3 days, 5 days, please understand they're just trying to sell something to you. They are not looking at your growth. They are just looking at a temporary thing that they can give you and get done with it. Okay? Okay, perfect.
Hello, good morning, ma'am. How are you?
Hello, good morning, Priyanka. I'm doing excellent. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Everything is fine here. So, how was your morning?
My morning was, it was quite interesting today because last night we were stuck in traffic for almost like 2.5 hours for 1 kilometer. So
Mhm.
it was a very, very tiring night. And then I had a pretty good sleep. So my morning was fresh. And I have started with sessions already. So it's a busy morning. I thought we will catch up today because it had been pending for quite some time. And right
Yeah,
after this session again, I'll be busy in my classes. So yeah, it's a good start to the morning and the week. How about you?
yeah.
How
It's
was your
first
morning?
session. It's your first session.
No, I already started with my sessions. One class
Okay.
was cancelled for today at 10:30. That's why I thought I'll give this time to you.
Yeah. And first of all, ma'am, congratulations. You are doing amazing on YouTube and you have completed your 1000 subscribers, more than that, and your channel has been monetized in very less time. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and please share your journey. How did you do this? Like completed this much of subscribers in a very less time, and how's
I
your feeling now?
I'm feeling definitely very grateful, very humbled, and of course, very fulfilling because the only thing that I kept in mind, for me, it wasn't watch hours or it wasn't subscribers at all. I just gave myself a target that, for the next few weeks I'm going to post content every day, and that's what I stuck to, that's what I did. And
Hmm.
I did not even miss out a single day for 3 weeks, and I achieved what I achieved. So the only thing that I learned out of it is, there are two things that I learned out of it. One is, if you want to do something, you make time for it no matter what. There are no excuses. When you have set your mind to something, you always are able to do it. So a lot of people tell us, and we also give ourselves a lot of excuses that, oh, I didn't have time, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. It is all about your will. If you are willing to do something, you will do it no matter what. You will figure out ways to do it. And number two is, there is no substitute for hard work and consistency. So
Correct.
if you want to achieve something in life, you have to ensure that you are putting in the hard work. There are no shortcuts, and you are consistent. So these are two things that I have learned through my journey.
Yes, and one more thing I think matters a lot. If we are good at any skill, then we can start career in that because you are very good at English and you started your YouTube career in this field only. That is why you gained a lot of subscribers in very less time. So, but some people are not good at English, but they start their YouTube channel, so their growth will be slow. But
Uh,
yeah, but in your
so,
case, you
mhm.
yeah, yes,
So
you are
yes,
saying
it is definitely important when you are choosing your niche, you have to first figure out what is it that is your expertise. Because at the
something.
end of the day, I feel it's a lot of responsibility that somebody is taking up when you are reaching out to a vast number of audience and you are wanting to train them on something or teach them something. then there's a lot of responsibility on you that you share things which are correct. You are not sharing things which are incorrect with people, and that
Mhm.
should be kept in mind by everybody, right?
Yeah.
So that's why while choosing the niche, it should not be like it has become a trend that okay, conversation videos are trending, so let me make conversation videos. But what people fail to realize is the kind of responsibility that comes with it. You can
Hmm.
only train someone on something when you are good at it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying perfect. Nobody is perfect in a language. Even I'm not perfect in a language, but at least you should know what are the basics of training something. What is it that you should know, or what should be your level when you start training someone on something? And it's not just English, it is for anything. It can be even like, playing cricket or like training people on gym exercises and things like that. When you're starting to train people, you need to first ask yourself, am I confident, am I good at it, and am I qualified enough to train others? That is one
Hmm.
question everybody should ask themselves, because when you take that responsibility of training, you are liable for the other person's growth and development. And if they learn something incorrect, then it can harm them more than helping them in a way. So that is something that definitely needs to be kept in mind.
Yes, yeah, that is true, ma'am. Okay, so let's come to English because you are expert tutor. So I just want to know, people are thinking English is very tough language. So, what you would say to them?
Well, I will not just stick to English here, okay? When you don't know a language, any language is tough,
Yeah.
right? So if you want to learn it and if you put in the efforts, that's when you will feel that, okay, difficult or easy, you can only start judging it when you have started your journey, right? And how you have started your journey, what are the ways in which you are going forward in that journey. That is important. So as a language, when you don't know it, be it any language, it is hard. When you
Yeah.
were born, your mother tongue was also hard to you, right?
Hmm.
So you be able to tell yourself that it's a journey that I'm starting to learn a language. And if I put in my heart and soul to it, if I am determined to learn it, then I'll be able to crack it. And my only thing that I keep telling people is whenever you feel that something is hard or something is difficult, always ask yourself how many other people are doing it. If there are millions and billions of people who are able to speak the language, why do you think it is hard? If they can do it, even you can do it. You're not less in any way from the others, right? So that is something that you have to keep in mind. And of course, your learning journey is first starts in your mind. So you have to set your mindset, you have to train your mindset in the right way, and then you start on your journey.
Yes. You are talking about right way or right approach. So, what is the right approach to learn any language or specifically English?
Okay. So first of all, any language that you want to learn in, you should always keep in mind that you can only learn a language when you are surrounded by it. Number two, there are no shortcuts. So if anybody is telling you 1 month, 2 month, 15 days, 3 days, 5 days, please understand they're just trying to sell something to you. They are not looking at your growth. They are just looking at a temporary thing that they can give you and get done with it. Okay. Number three is you need to tell yourself that it is not going to be super easy. It is not going to be anything magical. Even if you go to a trainer or a tutor, they can't do any magic spell on you. They will only guide you, show you the way, and show you how to get it done. It is you who have to put in the hard work. So you have to be mentally ready to put in the effort that is needed. And then there are other ways, which is like surrounding yourself with the language by reading, writing, speaking, and listening. Four pillars of learning any language. Now, it doesn't mean that out of 24 hours in a day, 20 hours you have to spend doing all this. No. a little every day. If you are setting 1 hour for yourself to learn the language, you have to divide that time, probably 15
Hmm.
minutes each activity, and
Yeah.
be consistent. It's not that,
Okay.
okay, I take classes, so 3 days a week when I go for my classes, I will work something on the language and I'm done. No. Your
Hmm.
journey should be for all 7 days, not even 6 days, 7 days. You have to engage in some sort of in some sort of activity, in some sort of learning, in some sort of exercise. Only then, over a period of time, you will see that you are becoming friends with the language.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Excellent, ma'am. So, we all want to know about your journey. How did you learn this language?
For me, okay, I think spoken about it multiple times, but I'll definitely let you also know about my journey. So for me, it wasn't that difficult. For me, it was not a separate journey because since my childhood, I was in an English medium school, and for me, English was one of my favorite subjects. But the only challenging part was that I was very good at grammar, I was very good at literature. I enjoyed reading English literature, and I used to score very good marks. But what I did not know at that time was the difference between spoken English and written English. So when we were in school, in spite of getting 85s and 90s in English, when I went to college, I
Hmm.
realized that when you have to speak the language, it
Yeah.
just does not require the grammar part of it. It requires a lot of other things.
Yeah.
Starting with confidence, then you need vocabulary, then you need presence of mind, then you need, thoughts and structured thoughts for you to
Hmm.
be express yourself verbally. Because while writing, there is no pressure. You can take your time and you can write, so you can do very well. But when you are speaking, right, then you have to be able to think in that language. It cannot be like you're thinking, like for me, my mother tongue was Bengali. There was no
Hmm.
room that I would think in Bengali, translate, and then speak the language. So that's when speaking journey started, because in school we used to communicate mostly in Hindi and Bengali. Those were the languages with teachers, with my friends and all of them. We used to speak in our vernaculars.
Hmm.
Very hardly it would be English, maybe when there are, viva, or maybe we are speaking on a stage or reading out something. I used to do a lot of anchoring and all of that in school, but always we had that script in front of us. And those
Hmm.
were written down thoughts, right? So that's when I came to college, the journey of speaking started. And that's when slowly and steadily I started developing, different habits like reading more, listening to English more, like English movies, English web series, and of course, consciously speaking with friends in English. And that's how, the fluency part of it came in.
Yeah. And then you started teaching as well.
Yes, I was always interested in training and development, and from the start of my career, I went through a number of trainings in my organization, and that's when training and development really intrigued me, and I knew that I have to make something, in my career. I have to do something related to training. And that's when, like almost 6 years ago, I decided that, okay, now I want to make the switch. So I
Yeah.
did my certifications in training. I did whatever it is needed to be able to train people, because for you, your learning journey is different. But when you want to train others, there are a lot of other things that come into picture, and not just knowing what you know. So
Hmm.
you have to be constantly learning new things. Even now, I do, even after 6 years of being into training, I do certifications from time to time, because it's important that you upskill yourself when you are wanting to take the responsibility of teaching others or sharing knowledge with others. So
Yeah.
I did my certifications and then I moved to full time training.
Okay, really nice, excellent, ma'am. Okay, so one more question. I usually get in my comment box. Learner do not get right word or right sentence while speaking, and they start using like these type of filler words. So how they
Mm,
can remove it? How they can fix it?
very good question. And the only answer to this is putting yourself out there more, speaking more. There are no, as I said, there are no shortcuts. You have to speak more. You have to put yourself in the position. If you don't have anybody to speak to, record yourself speaking on different topics and different subjects. And of course, you can only speak when you know enough and when you have enough thoughts, right? So instead of, I see a lot of learners just watching other people's conversation videos. Instead of
Yeah.
doing that, try and listen to more podcasts, more TED Talks where people are talking about various subjects. So the more
Hmm.
you increase your knowledge, the better flow of thoughts you will have. It's a process, right?
Yeah.
So start indulging in activities where you are learning more about things around you, and then you will have more things to talk about. So one is increasing your knowledge, and number two is more practice. These are the two things that will keep you consistent and that will help you in getting fluent and speak without using filler words.
Okay, yes. Okay. And last question, ma'am. There are so many intermediate also. So would you like to give them advice, like two, three tips for how they can become advanced speaker? They stuck at intermediate level, how they can become advanced speaker?
Of course, that's again a very good question, Priyanka. So, intermediate speakers, what they need to keep in mind is now they know the basics, now they know the grammar.
Yeah.
So, to get to the next level, it is time to push themselves out of their comfort zone, right? Now, as an intermediate speaker, if you want to get to the advanced level, look for exercises that are meant for advanced level. If you go to Google and if you search how to go from beginner, from intermediate to advanced, there will be a lot of activities that you can find, right?
Yeah.
Number two is again content, the kind of content that you are watching. If you are an intermediate and you are still watching conversation videos on YouTube, you are never going to get to advanced. That's not going to help because you are listening to people who are already learning the language. So it's time that you switch your content watching journey and you switch and push yourself to watch more content, preferably international at that level. When you are going into an intermediate level to get to the advanced level, you need to not only improve your vocabulary, but also you need to work on expressing yourself in different ways, right? So you start
Yeah.
watching international English content like movies, web series, TED Talks, podcasts. They are going to give a lot of different ways to express yourself, lot of synonyms, lot of variations in your speech, and that is what makes you an advanced speaker. And definitely, try and push yourself into different activities that you can do where you are not just sticking to basics. You are going a level above and you are pushing yourself to read more. You're pushing yourself to record more, to get into discussions with other intermediate speakers and have that connect where you are sometimes presenting something, when you are sometimes doing group discussions, when you are sometimes getting into other activities where you are presenting your ideas clearly on a platform. So those
Yeah.
things really help you to get to an advanced level.
Yeah, okay, ma'am. Yeah, and I'm going to upload this video on my channel, and it would be helpful for my audience. So, any last piece of advice you would like to give them?
The only advice that I would give to anyone is, you know, never stop believing in yourself, never doubt yourself. So, first of all, change your mindset. Instead of, I see a lot of people saying, I can never do this, I can't do this, words don't come to my mind. Just change your mindset that I'm in a learning journey and I'm learning to do this. Instead of
Yeah,
doing negative self talk, start telling yourself that you are in the learning journey. So, that's number one. Don't stop believing yourself. Don't do negative self talk. And number two, don't think that there are any shortcuts. There are no shortcuts. You have to put in the hard work. So, again, set your mind to it that we have to work hard, we have to put in a lot of effort. Those are the only two things that I want to share.
Yeah. Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much for coming on my channel, and it was really nice session with you. Thoroughly, I enjoyed it. What about you?
Thank you so much, Priyanka. It is always lovely to talk to you. And definitely, I liked the questions that you asked. And I definitely wish you all the best and all the success.
Yeah. Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much, and wish you the
Most
same.
welcome. Thank you. Bye.
Bye, bye, ma'am.